How are we doing, guys? So, I'm joined by Chris from Talkbfc. This is the Burnley versus Leeds opposition preview. How are you doing, my man?
I'm good. I was raving out to the music, and that was a really
I
cool
know.
intro.
All our guests do the same. I just saw you in the thing. I thought, should I just cut this early so we can just go to Chris raving?
It's literally just bobbing my head like, this is sick. This is bloody cool.
Loving it.
Yeah,
See,
I like that
it
intro.
still gets the Joe Wavin seal of approval as well. It is still a banger. It's still an
Oh.
absolute tune. That honestly, absolute tune. Just gonna say a big welcome to Matt the Gamer, who has just become a member of the channel. Thanks very much, mate. Absolutely superb. Absolutely superb. Hopefully, we will see you after the game when we do our fans post-match reaction. And yeah, we'll be reacting to beating Burnley.
We'll see.
You know. But obviously, Chris, we're both winless so far this season. We've got a point. You've got obviously none so far. But how's it been the start to the season? Obviously, to be fair, the two teams you've lost to are among the top three or top four at the moment. So is it been as bad as what the table would suggest?
I mean, I think the Brighton game was disappointing, especially being 1-0 up at half time. I guess losing that 2-0 is going to be a bit gutting, especially when it's Brighton. I think they've had a very good start to the season, but at the end of the day, we should really be competing. And when you're 1-0 up, you don't really want to lose to Brighton. And then Liverpool, what you expect, at Anfield, you go there, you're not really expect to come away with anything. So 2-0 defeat, I was not really surprised. But yeah, it's been an underwhelming start, I may say. Underwhelming, really.
Yeah, obviously get yourselves a good win yesterday in the Cup, obviously on penalties, but a win's a win at the end of the day. I mean, how was that last night? Was that encouraging going into the weekend, or was it not the best? Was it a bit similar to the other games?
I think the only encouraging thing was we've signed a really good backup keeper Wayne Hennessy, because the whole game we were hanging on, we weren't pressing, and again, a team that's fighting for relegation, we're not pushing, especially in a cup game like that. We really got to be pushing and making a problem. And we were second half, they were all over us. It was only our defense, and I guess that is a good thing to to build on. Oh yeah, our defense and keeper were very good. That's what kept us in the game, and that's what basically won it for us. But yeah, no, it's not very good. You have to go to penalties against Newcastle. Another team that's struggling. It's not a very positive start, I may say.
Okay. Well, guys, smash that like button for us. That was massively help us get as many people in this chat as possible. This is true, though, Matt. Still both better than Arsenal.
Still both above Arsenal.
It's true. We'll both finish above Arsenal as well, I'll tell you that much. But no, mate, it's obviously... I mean, obviously, transfer window-wise, I think for both teams, it's been a little bit underwhelming so far. Obviously, I see Maxwell Cornet has been linked with Burnley for 15 million, but you've not really done any other business, have you, aside from that?
We signed, obviously, Nathan Collins from Stoke. I feel like he'll be a good player in the future, but end of the day, he's sort of just a backup for now. Obviously, he's young, so I'm excited, but again, he's not really a first-team player. Maxwell Cornet, coming in, hopefully we will have him officially soon in the next coming days. But yeah, I guess this is the thing. Last week, we weren't like the transfer market. It was looking dead. It was looking like we weren't really going to sign anyone else. But now there's sort of rumors and speculations. Maybe Maitland-Niles coming either a fee or on loan. And Will Hughes. So these sort of things are starting to prick up, and I guess it's good. Again, we signed Aaron Lennon yesterday. Not really so much to boast about, but again, it's just more.
Hey, Aaron Lennon, legendary figure is Aaron Lennon. Played for both clubs, legendary figure. Now, I loved Aaron Lennon. Honestly, when I was growing up, I absolutely loved Aaron Lennon at Leeds United. I can't
remember him. I can't remember him at Tottenham. I can't remember him at Leeds.
Oh, it broke me heart when he went to Tottenham, mate. Broke me heart. I can't lie. It really did. It was. He was probably the only bright point at Leeds at that time. But no, it's. Look, I know obviously Aaron Lennon will be a different player now to what he was then. Yeah. That goes without saying. But do you expect anything else before the end of the window for Burnley, considering the dodgy start to the season?
Hopefully Cornet and hopefully another player. This is what I think. I think if we just sign Cornet, I still won't be happy with the window. I think we need another first-team player like a Maitland-Niles or a Will Hughes to really come in and, really make an impact and really make these Burnley players think, don't get comfortable in the team, because if you're playing shit, we can replace you. I think that's what we've got, a team that's sort of comfortable, because at the end of the day, we haven't got a strong bench. We need more players. We need a bigger squad, so they have to fight for their place in the team. Definitely.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, squad depth's very, very important. I think for both teams, we're probably on the smaller side in terms of squads. Yeah. I think both of us, and in some ways, we're very similar in terms of how the squad's been built up. Obviously, our biggest signing so far has been the left back. It looks like your biggest signing is going to be a left back. So there you go. But I mean, obviously, Sean Dyche has been little mentions, not so much this summer, but certainly last summer and at times last season, about his future maybe not being that certain in terms of maybe him wanting to move on. Obviously, there was a little talk about the Palace job. Do you fear that at all, Chris?
Yeah, a bit. I mean, he hasn't, what I haven't heard of, I haven't heard he's signed a new contract yet. His contract is running out. Obviously, Pep Guardiola is leaving in 2023.
There
you could see him go on to City. You could see that. That'll be obviously a drop down for Sean Dyche. No, I'm joking. That'd be huge for him. But no, I'm not worried about him. The thing is with Dyche, he loves like the control, and I think if he moves to a team, he has to improve. But at the end of the day, these bigger teams, won't let him have as much control as he has at Burnley. So that's why I sort of do sort of like that. I think he will stay. I'm sort of comfortable with that. But at the end of the day, if he goes, I think we've just got to accept that, and we've just got to move on and see where we push ourselves then if Dyche leaves. But yeah, it'll be a sad day.
Would you not be panicking a little bit if Dyche left?
Yeah, definitely. I think every Burnley fan would be. Yeah, it'd be a bit scary. I think it would just depend on who we brought in to replace him. I'm not really going to say anyone, because I can't think of anyone off the top of my head of who I would like to have as a manager, because at the end of the day, Sean Dyche is Burnley manager, and for me, that is staying. For me, that is who is our manager. So, yeah, I think if he leaves, that discussion it happens, and we see and we panic for a bit. But we're Burnley, you move forward. This is football. Things happen, changes happen. You've got to progress. And whether he leaves and we do shit, or he leaves and we go up, at the end of the day, this is football. And if he does leave and goes to a bigger club, I think every Burnley fan will respect his decision, because he deserves it so much. Definitely. So, yeah. Allardyce for Burnley. Definitely not.
Okay. We'll leave that there. No. But obviously, Burnley, again, I'm expecting a 4-4-2. Big Chris Woods, probably Ashley Barnes up top, Dwight McNeil on that left wing, and probably the rest of the team being a little bit more pragmatic to an extent, is what I'd kind of be expecting. Yeah. Is that kind of how you've set up this season so far, mate?
Set up every season like that. It'll be the same on
every game under Dyche.
Every game under Dyche, 4 foot until sometimes we go 4-4-1-1. But at the end of the day, I think it'll be the same. Burnley like to go down. To be fair, that is a true statement. But it'll be the same. It'll be 4-4-2. And yeah, if he changes, I'll be very shocked, very surprised. But I think. I wouldn't say Barnes will be. I think it'll be Wood, but end of the day, it could be any of the forwards right now, because they're all, to me, looking appalling. Even Chris Wood, he's had a poor start to the season. I think this game against Leeds, obviously his former club, he needs to really get a goal to get the ground running. He does so well in seasons, gets over 10 goals every Premier League season that he's been in, but this season has been a crappy start. Even in the Newcastle game last night, he was nowhere to be seen. Didn't even hear about him. It was awful. It's been an awful start, I've got to admit, for our forwards.
What do you think? Do you think it's a lack of service, or are they missing sitters, or is it just looking disinterested, or is it a little bit of everything at the minute? Because I always think with Burnley, you're always going to keep clean sheets. You're always going to be, over the season, you're always going to be one of the more solid teams in the league. Certainly, kind of outside the top six, probably the most solid team. But then obviously in terms of creating and scoring goals, I think that's still the area where if I was looking at Burnley, okay, and you had an unlimited budget, I would start in terms of the creativity in the team. I wouldn't start on the defence. I think the defence is absolutely fine. I think the defence, to be honest, is arguably better than Arsenal's. I mean, we were laughing at Arsenal before, probably better than Arsenal and Tottenham. So if you look at the two centre halves and obviously Charlie Taylor at left back, I actually genuinely do think that. But yeah, I just think the team lacks creativity. Is that being the case so far this season and in recent years, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I said it last week. I said it that we build from the back because, and a lot of teams do that. They build from the back, start, defense, great. And Dyche used to be a former defender, so he's obviously going to be important on defending. He wants strong defenders who played like him because that's what he works with. And we got Tarkowski, Ben Mee, Charlie Taylor, Loughton, and then Nick Pope in the net. It's it's a defense that really is strong and fits Dyche perfectly, but going up with creativity, what you said, we haven't built on that. Yes, we've got Dwight McNeil from the youth, a great player, a great prospect. I'm surprised he hasn't been signed by a bigger club. But, yeah, we need to... I think the main thing with the strikers is just we are scared to shoot. Against Liverpool, we had some great chances. We're either offside or we're scared to shoot. And we really need to work on that. We're offside when we score. And then when we get in great positions, we got in a great position in the first half against Liverpool. Chris Wood right in front of the keeper. There's the defender behind him. But all he needs to do is turn and shoot. And he lost out on the ball. Somehow it seemed impossible to lose it. And yet he did. Either it was a poor touch or whatever. But it's that scared to shoot. They don't have the confidence. And that's what it is going forward. I think delivery could be better. But at the end of the day, the midfielders and the wingers, I think, they're putting balls into the parks left, right, and centre, but the forwards just don't seem confident to try and even jump on it. And that's our tactic, and that is scary when you think about these forwards don't having the confidence to really go for it yet.
What do you think to that? Obviously, off your colleagues there at Talkbfc, what do you think of that?
Yeah. If you really look at Burnley in the past of how many times we've gone behind to win a game, I can think of like Everton from like 2 seasons ago, maybe last season.
That long?
When we did it in the Premier League, it's very when we go down 1 goal, it's very rare that we will come back and win. I think we did it against Aston Villa last season at Turf Moor, actually, if I'm not wrong. I think we did it then, but I think that's the only time we did it in a season. We do it like
why do you think it's so rare? Why would you think it was so rare, Chris? For that
because Dyche has, and I love Dyche, I love him, but he has one plan. He has a go grab an early goal or go grab a goal, and then we'll sit back and park the bus. When that happens, when you score first, we shit ourselves because we're like, okay, great. So we've got our defense there, great, but now we have to actually score, but we can't do that because we haven't got enough creativity going forward, and the defenders are lacking confidence. So what are we going to do? So we always play on the get 1 goal and we'll sit back and defend this league. We're great at defending, and I trust us doing that. But when we go 1-0 down, we're buggered. We're buggered.
Just going to say a big thank you to Mick here. Lovely donation, that, mate. And yeah, I agree. We need more first team signings, not just Firpo. I agree with that. But what I will say, Chris, is last time we played, obviously we won 4-0 at Turf Moor, but more on that game at Ellen Road. That game at Ellen Road, I know we won the game 1-0, but that was horrible from our point of view. I mean, you pressed us. We couldn't get out. We literally couldn't get out. We were the home team, and Burnley were well on top in the game. I always feel with Burnley, as I just said a minute ago, you just lack that kind of like, from our point of view, like a Harrison or Rafinha type player for me who can really make that difference, be that real difference maker in the final third. Because you did create chances that last time we played it, obviously at Ellen Road, obviously Turf Moor. I think Turf Moor. There was a little bit of Bailey Peacock Farrell tax there with that Turf Moor game. To be fair, there was a little bit of that. That's he's not there anymore, is he? He's at Sheffield Wednesday, isn't he?
Yeah, he's on loan at Wednesday. He's doing really well at Wednesday, actually. To be fair, he's making some good saves.
Fair enough. Do you want him back then?
No, we got Wayne Hennessy. He's back. He's only on loan, but Wayne Hennessy, I'd say no. He's better backup. I'd rather have Hennessy.
No, yeah, that's definitely the case. But again, let's talk about former players. Obviously, we spoke about Chris Wood already. I think Chris Wood versus Llorente is a very, very important battle, certainly from our point of view. But obviously, you guys will be facing Patrick Bamford, who's obviously had a bit of words in the past with Sean Dyche. There is a bit of rivalry there. Dyche has had a lot to say about Bamford. Bamford's had
Do
a
you
lot to
know
say
what he
about
said?
Dyche.
Do you know what he
Yeah,
said?
yeah, with the
Yeah,
specifics in
so
terms
do
of
I.
he turned up to the contract negotiations with his mum, and Dyche
Yeah.
wasn't having that. It was, it's,
Such a
but for
Dyche
anyone who
thing.
doesn't know what was basically said,
Yeah, go on.
Sean Dyche said about Patrick Bamford that I think something along the words of he knew Bamford wasn't right for Burnley as soon as he saw his mum turn up to the contract negotiations. And then Bamford said a bit back, talking about obviously his many musical talents, I think he referred to, and saying that I do have the work rate. It just went back and forth, back and forth. But at the end of the day, Bamford did score against Burnley last season, and he did prove his point, to be fair, in both games. But he's been called up for the England squad.
Well done to Bamford, to be fair. Yeah, I got
What will his
no
reception be like? What will he get a bit of stick?
I mean, probably.
Okay,
Because
I love
obviously
that. I love
we're all
that.
on
To be fair,
Dyche's side. At the end of the day, the thing is with Bamford though, he came to us on. I think he came on loan, didn't he? He was on loan. He weren't a permanent. But who was he at? Who was he at before he went to you?
Middlesbrough.
Yeah, I think we didn't sign him. Was he on loan for us?
I think so. I think he's on loan from Chelsea for you
Yeah, because
guys. But
that's the thing with Dyche. Dyche hates loan players, and
he made
he
the
like
loan signing.
this because he's not there because they'll be gone, and he don't care. He don't play them. We had Nkudu on loan.
He
For
just wants to spring him in just so he can
yeah,
dislike him and say, "I dislike you."
but I don't think it's Dyche doing the loan signings. I think it's the board going, "Oh, we'll get him in a loan," but then as soon as they come, Dyche is like, "I don't want him playing," and barely plays loan players. So I don't think. Like, obviously, Bamford is talented. He's great. He's picked for England. Fair play to him. He's done really well. But him going on loan to Burnley just wasn't right from the beginning because you're going on loan to Burnley. You're not really going to get played. And this is why I don't want Maitland-Niles on loan to Burnley because he's not really going to get played, I don't think, under Dyche. I don't know what he has against loan players, but he's not a big fan. But yeah, I don't think it's anything to do with I think Bamford has improved since then. Obviously, he was a bit young then, so he's definitely improved. And obviously, in that game against Ellen, can I just say one thing? It should have been 1-1. We had a disallowed goal. Do you remember that? You did
I can't remember that, Chris. I can't remember that. To be fair, but you have to remind me. You have to jog my memory back.
When so it was Ellen Road and Ben Mee. So it was a free kick set piece. And gone in. He had Ben Mee headed it down, but then the keeper was behind him. So Ben Mee headed it, but then he hit the keeper a bit, but didn't mean to. He was looking at the ball, headed it down, and Barnes shoots and scores. But the referee blows his whistle and gives a free kick to you because the keeper went down. Now I think if this was this year, with obviously referees being a bit more lenient, it would have been given as a goal. Obviously,
I
last year,
can't remember it though,
you
mate. I'll be honest. I definitely
remember that.
I definitely can't remember that, Chris. I definitely
it's sizzling in my brain.
I've not a clue what you're referring to there, mate. That's
I don't know if you're having me on. Are you having me on?
I think that was a different team, that, mate, to be fair.
All right, shut up.
Look, it was an outrageous decision. That I'm not gonna lie. That was I didn't get that one, but look, it happened. It happened, didn't it? To be fair, it was. We had some poor ones against us. To be fair, it was VAR. Blame VAR. It's not our fault. It's not our fault that happened.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay. To be fair, I was going to say your players were complaining, but at the end of the day, we would complain as well. So I can't really say it was just you. Yeah, no, I blame VAR. Yeah.
So what kind of game are you expecting, mate? Obviously, I referred to it again. Last time out, we were expecting it to be very different to what it was, but I genuinely do think this is going to be a really, really tough game for us. I think Burnley away, when you haven't won a game so far this season, we've got Liverpool next after that. We're under not a lot of pressure, but a little bit of pressure to at least obviously get something there. That's going to be obviously the minimum for us. But I'm expecting a really, really difficult game. I'm not going to lie. What are you expecting, mate? I'm expecting a pretty tight game as well, to be honest. I think a 0-0, 1-1, maybe 1-0 either side kind of game.
Well, before I answer that, I'll give you a stat that Leeds fans will love. Burnley in the last year have only won 4 home games. We have been awful at home. Awful. We can't get a win. So I think that has to be pressure there as well, that it's a home game. And we need to get our home form back. We need to make Turf Moor back to intimidating, back to when you come to Turf Moor and you are scared. Because right now, it seems like you can come to Turf Moor, run away with 3 points. So I think we need to, and the pressure of if we go the first 3 games without a loss, again, that is our worst ever start to a season in the Premier League. In the Premier League. So
Dice out?
No. I never say Dyche out. Never. Even if we get relegated, never say Dyche out. But yeah, no, it's a scary one. I think we definitely have to, we have the pressure on us. I think obviously you've drew against Everton, lost against United. That was a fun game. Okay.
That's where you're playing this then.
I'm joking. So it's going to be pressure on both of us, but I think as a Burnley fan, I'm feeling more like there is more pressure on us. We're at home in front of our home crowd. We need to get something. We haven't got anything this season. We played shite. We played shite in the cup and still ran away with a win somehow in the penalty shootout. We need a good performance. So I'm hoping a 2-0 to Burnley. I'm hoping for a clean sheet. I think our defense will take what we did in Newcastle, and I think we'll take that and positive. But again, Leeds aren't don't take them lightly because you guys press and press and press. And that's the thing that's really going to hurt us. If it's 0-0 at half time, I would predict you to win going into the second half because you guys go for it. And the thing is, with both of our second half performances this season, we've conceded a goal each time in second half, and either 2 or 1. We've been shite in the second half in every single second half game this season. So we just don't.
Maybe 2.
I know it's 2 and 2, but the thing is, we just don't. I don't know why, but I think we go into the dressing room and Dyche, whatever the score is, just goes, "Sit back, lads. We should play defense." And that's my Dyche impression, but I don't know why.
It's all right. It's a 7 out of 10. The tone was right. The tone was right.
Need a bit more gravel.
Yeah, a bit more gravel in the throat.
But yeah, I'm going to predict a 2-0 is what I'm hoping for. In my heart says a 2-0.
Okay, yeah. Okay. What about, obviously, want to talk to you a little bit more about Leeds in general. What have you made to, obviously it's early days this season, I'm not sure if you've seen any of the games yet involving Leeds, but what have you made to Leeds in general since the return to the league? Is there anyone specifically you're worried about in this Leeds team who could cause problems on Sunday?
Well, I think obviously Bamford will be full of confidence. He's just got an England call-up. It's his first one. He's going to be playing to impress. Obviously, I don't think Southgate might not be at the game. He might be. But at the end of the day, he's going to be playing to get a spot in the England team. Like he's on the national card, but he wants to actually play in the first 11, obviously, to get a cap. So, yeah, I think Bamford is going to be full of confidence. I can't remember his name, but your keeper, what's his name?
Ilan Meslier.
I rate him. Do you rate him?
Yeah, of course.
He did very well last year. Obviously, he's had a struggling start to the season.
No, to be fair, mate.
Is it your
and worrying
defense?
sign for us is he's actually started the season well. He was superb against Everton. He probably kept us in the game against Everton at 2-1 down. Made 2 really good saves.
What's that then? Is it your defence?
In a word, yeah, it's not started the season brilliantly, to be fair. 7 goals conceded in 2 games. But no, I think I'm expecting both teams to be much improved, to be honest. I think obviously Diego Llorente, we saw at midweek against Crewe how much better, really, in terms of quality and leadership he is than our other centre-backs. I don't think that's not me having to go to the other centre-backs. That's just me praising Diego Llorente. We can play more openly and expansively with him in the team. He's our leader, really, at the back. So, yeah, he's obviously been a crucial miss early on in the season. Calvin Phillips didn't play against Man United. When Calvin doesn't play, you can tell from within the first 5 minutes he's not on the pitch because it's so obvious. There's just gaping holes on the football pitch, and we really struggle to close down and press as a unit without Calvin there. So yeah, I'm expecting both teams to be better. I think Burnley, whenever you go, I know you said about the home record, but I'm thinking when fans are back in the ground as well. You know, it's because I've been to Burnley away a couple of times. I haven't got tickets for Sunday, but your fans can be not not in a good way from your point of view. They can be a bit horrible, your fans, from time to time. To be fair,
true.
They do like
to. Me. Could be horrible to me, and I'm a Burnley fan. So
I've never been to Burnley, and there's not been booing of some sort for the ref, opposition player of some sort. It's all good banter though. It's all good fun. It gives you that little home advantage. But I don't know. Burnley's got that. It's got that old school atmosphere about it, which I quite like. To be fair, but it's a horrible away day. To get a result from, because no matter what league you've been in, obviously we played each other in the Championship. It's always been a tough away game that for us, Burnley.
He says beating us 4-0 last season.
Yeah, but that was last time. That was last time. I'm not getting carried away.
You forgot that one. Yeah, no, I mean,
you brought it up, mate. You brought it up.
I know. I wish I didn't. Yeah, no, I like the Leeds fans. I always rate when fans are like, they put their heart and soul into it, and they just bloody sing. And obviously, you've got that, chant marching. Is it marching on together?
Oh, okay. He's singing our songs now. He's singing our songs now as well.
Probably one of my favourite football chants. And it's weird because obviously there's a bit of rivalry there as well. Yorkshire, Lancashire.
Yeah, there's that as well. There's
that. But yeah, I mean, one of my favourite movie of all time is The Damned United. So, I mean, have you ever watched
favourite?
That?
Yeah, it's a classic, mate. It's a classic.
Oh, good. So yeah, and that's where the dirty Leeds come from. So
exactly.
But I mean, I think you sort of got away from that. You're sort of playing like really fascinating, great football under Bielsa, and I rate Bielsa so well. He's obviously a class manager. I think him coming to you was probably your best signing in the past decade. So yeah, I'm expecting a good game. Hopefully, a good result for us. But yeah, it's gonna be. At the end of the day, I think both teams are sort of similar in where we started. It's similar in sort of where we are going to probably finish in the league. Hopefully, sort of mid-table. So yeah, I'm hoping for some. Chris has.
I love this comment.
Who's
Robin? I love this comment. Robin Koch, and you actually do. To be fair, mate, if you grew a little bit of facial hair, little mustache, and a little bit of underneath, you would. To be fair, you got the same hairstyle. You got the hairline for it as well. The thick hair. Yeah, no,
I mean, I'll try and grow some.
A little bit of Robin Koch.
I'll try and grow some. I've been trying.
And that's
for
a compliment,
years.
Mate. That is a compliment. Take it as that. Honestly, that's.
I'm gonna have to look that up after the stream. Who that is? Robin Koch. Robin Koch. It is a compliment, that, mate. But obviously, giving us a prediction of 2-0. Goal scorers. I'm going to say Chris Wood because on one of them, because I want him to get a first goal. I want him to, calm down a bit more and be like, okay, settle into the season. I've got my first Premier League goal. And then I'm going to surprise it and I'm going to say either Charlie Taylor.
I don't know that.
I remember when we played you in the cup and we just signed Charlie Taylor and Chris Wood.
Yeah,
you beat
I was
us.
there.
Did you? Were you? I was there. Well. I love the chance. I love the chance.
It was money
hungry.
Chris Wood's all right. I think the fans forgave Chris Wood because, to be fair, he scored 30 goals in his last season. He was absolutely unplayable in his last season at Leeds. But Charlie Taylor, and look, I think Charlie was a bit. Having heard the story since that game, in terms of Gary Monk, I blame Gary Monk more for the Charlie Taylor thing. And he's an academy lad.
I'm so glad he left.
He will still get they will still probably get a bit of stick because you left. At the end of the day, left Leeds to go to Burnley. I mean, from our point of view, I know where the clubs were at the time. I know all that, but I
understand. It's not like leaving to go to a United or a Chelsea. It's leaving to go to a Burnley. That
sound is so condescending. That didn't it? It didn't mean it like that, but that's the way the fans were looking at it, thinking that they've left us for that, and that's the way it goes. But look, fair play to them. They've done well in the Premier League. They're probably two of your better players, I'd say.
Definitely. So, I love Charlie Taylor. Honestly, he's a hero. I'm not even saying this just to get at anyone at Leeds. I do love Charlie Taylor.
I knew he'd have the quality. I knew he'd have the quality to make it at that level. I think every Leeds fan really deep down knew that he had the quality to play at the higher level. Chris Wood as well, really. I think obviously I didn't expect Chris Wood to consistently deliver what he has done. Yeah. I'll be totally honest. I think to get like 10, 15 goals a season in a team that doesn't create a lot, doesn't have a lot of the ball, very impressive. But no, both players deserve the chances in the Prem. They took it, but they'll still get a little bit of stick on Sunday. I can definitely assure you of that. And if they score and start celebrating, then yeah, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. Oh, dear me. But mate, we'll leave it there anyway. Make sure you check out Talkbfc, Talk Burnley FC on YouTube. What other platforms can we find you on, mate? Because you are a multimedia channel.
We are. We've got an Instagram, Talkbfc's Instagram, a Twitter, and we've also, as of yesterday, created a website.
Okay.
So we now got a website where you can, like, obviously if you're a Burnley fan, if you can join if you're a Leeds fan, but there'll be like groups and stuff like that, and you can make your own group. You can chat, you can follow people. It's sort of like its own platform, but like in a nice little website. So it's really good, yeah. But yeah, you can go follow any of those. You don't have to. But yeah, it'd be great if you did. Thank you for having us, definitely.
No, mate, absolute pleasure. Now we'll obviously be joining you tomorrow. We're doing a pre-match on your channel as well, which we're very much looking forward to. We've had some good banter
on Saturday, so if anyone wants to check that out, that'll be up on Saturday. I'm very excited for that. I've already got some questions ready as well for you. So
okay. It's going to be all Charlie Taylor and Chris Wood, isn't it?
What do you think of Charlie Taylor?
And you're gonna grow some facial hair between now and Friday as well to look like Robin Koch, I'm reckoning.
I'm gonna have to draw it on.
You're gonna have to go for it. Mate, we're gonna leave it there anyway. Thanks so much for coming on. And guys, make sure you check out our Patrick Bamford getting into the England squad reaction. You know, Sean Dyche was a bit wrong on that. He's a bit wrong on that, wasn't he? I will be obviously, myself and Chris, be doing some pre-match stuff as well, pre-recorded. So just make sure you subscribe, guys. We hit that 22.7k mark. Absolutely buzzing to have hit that, guys. Can't thank you enough. And if you haven't done already, please vote for us in the Football Content Awards. It'd mean the absolute world to us. It'd mean the absolute world to us. Link is in the description down below. If you can vote for us, that'll be very much appreciated. And we are also doing the Yorkshire Peaks. In case you didn't know, we have committed to doing the Yorkshire Peaks for the LUSC Foundation. If you want to donate to a fantastic cause, check that out as well, guys. We're going to leave it there anyway. That was quite a long outro. It's just the way it goes. We will see you later, guys. See you later.
Bye.